Hi guys. So today we have Giovanni Marciacchi with us. So we met, I think around 6 months ago. We met for the preparation of SAT, and now I'm happy to say that the exam was successful, and and you are going to the university where you wanted to go, which is
Luis.
exactly okay. And so I think today we could we can just try to talk about I think a couple of things because so in these years I've seen that a lot of young students such as you you go through a difficult journey when you move from school to university. So I would like to talk about this so that there are other people who are going to be watching at your level, so who are just in like the 4th or 5th year. So I think they can learn a lot from you. So now my first question is, right, first let's just do a cheers. Okay. So okay, so we couldn't wait, so we started drinking anyway. So my first question is, so you are the head of Comitato.
I was.
Yeah, you were. Sorry. So you were the head of Comitato. Now you have finished your maturità.
Yes.
So now you're not. So you're the ex-head of Comitato. So how does it feel to be the most famous teenager in the city?
No, in the city I'm not. Probably in my school, it means to have a lot of responsibilities, and it takes a lot of time from the study, and particularly in the last year, in which I had to study not only for the high school, but I have to do the SAT. That let me enter in the Lewis University where I wanted to go, and so mix everything was really difficult, especially in the last year.
But then, so you make it sound very, very nice. Yeah. I mean, this takes some time. But I think in Siena, people know that in Comitato, you guys are a little crazy.
Yes, we are. Too much.
And the head of Comitato. So, for example, now when I was like, do you know how to open the bottle? It's like, any corner of the
Don't
table.
worry.
Yeah. I can open with anything. So that's a good experience.
Yes, it was.
It was.
It was.
But how was it?
I
mean, of course, not like the
everything.
and not the formal version, capito? Like, come on, Comitato. You guys have like the craziest parties.
Yes, Liceo Classico isn't a really easy school because we have a lot of subject that takes a lot of time of study. Not in my case, obviously, but Comitato helps the guys in the Liceo Classico to escape from the lines that teachers give us. And so it's a way to have fun even if we are at school. And so you have to have your head on your shoulders, because if you lost the way, probably you are going to lose yourself and lose your what you want to reach, the
Objective. Obiettivo. So, yeah, we can use a little Italian because I will also learn some Italian. Okay, but a lot of people say that look at Comitato in a very negative way. Like, for example, some of our students from other schools especially, they're like, see, Comitato, those guys are very crazy. So it's not like you are saying that, it helps, because there's just so much stress at Classico, so we go out and drink a little. No, you guys go sometimes super crazy.
Yes.
So do you think it's correct?
But I think that exists two kind of Comitato, and I've known both because I've known Comitato when I started high school, and it was completely different from what is now, because COVID changed things, and the rules at school are more strict right now, and are going to be worse every year. So what we could do when I was at the first year, we couldn't do anymore. And so I think that there is like a bilanciamento. There is a balance between the good part and the school, the good part of Comitato, and follow more strict the school.
Yeah, I mean, and we have a proof that you are actually going to Lewis. You studied, you did good in SAT. So honestly speaking, when I came to know that you are coming, and then someone told me like, oh, we need the Comitato head, I was like, hey, cat. It's going to be a problem because, So I even asked, honestly, Sarah, do we have to accept? Okay, because I don't want to be difficult because I have to push you. And I was like, and Comitato head is not going to be okay with being pushed. So yeah, but then we found our equilibrium. No? Maybe at the start, no, but after some time, yeah. In fact, this is the T-shirt of Comitato
Of the last year.
of the last year. Sic itur ad astra, so to the stars, right?
Yes.
In Latin.
In this way, we go to the start.
In this way, we go to the stars. Oh, yeah. So cool. So now I'm going to transition to one other one other debate that we had during the classes. It's a Classico. So you studied SAT from Classico. Do you think Classico needs, I mean, like it was very difficult for you because Classico in terms of mathematics and that kind of practical logic is a bit sort of slow respect to, I don't know, other schools. So what do you say about this experience?
Now,
do you think Classico should change or not? Something about it.
At the end of my high school, I can say that this kind of high school couldn't prepare a lot on what the university asks now. If you want to do law or you want to do economics, you can't afford the next studies without an extra part of the study, because you need to add a lot of knowledge about math, about especially English, because I don't think so only in classical, because we need sort of help
External
to face
help.
our future.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did notice that other schools were a little more prepared,
Yes.
So you guys, you, Bianca, and others, you guys had to put in much more effort. While from the other schools, over the years, I've seen in a couple of months, they're already a little more, I don't know, I don't want to say portato, but because probably they have, it's maybe they're not portato, but then they just saw with us a lot of things, and they were just able to do things faster. So you agree that in Classico, this
Yes.
part. So now, but then I remember in one of the classes you talked about, you were honestly one of the very few people in these years who have given me some point where Classico is actually good. I will talk about that point later, but where would you say that, Classico is still relevant? Why do you think it's still relevant?
It's relevant in some way because it helps to open your mind. I mean, we used to listen this sentence when in the middle school, when classical teachers comes for I don't know, to advise to come in classical
For
and
the marketing.
And so I can say that in some way it's true, because during versions, I don't know if in English is the same, delle versioni, you can find some values of the words that I don't know. Is in a part your choice, but you have to know, you have to understand what the author would say, and so is in some ways like math, because you have to divide the sentence or even the word sometimes, because sometimes in especially in Greek the words are made of more words, and so I think that helps a lot. For a guy to develop some skills in talking, in I don't know, think, have a our
Thought
own think.
process.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Yeah, in fact, a lot of times people think, of course, in my classes that I'm against classical because, I keep pushing people
Yeah.
to do the math and the logic and the practical part. But it's not that. I mean, I remember I was listening to the TED talk by, I think it's Ken Richards, like the guy who, like the most watched TED. He keeps talking about how we all focus only on math and all that, okay, which is also not good. We should focus on everything. And it's not that classical focuses on everything. Classical is another example that focuses only on like humanistics, which is something we should know. I mean, of course, like I growing up, I haven't studied so much of these kind of subjects, so I did lose something. Okay, I had more languages probably on my side and more mathematics and blah blah on my side, but I think it's necessary to try to take the good out of it. But Classico can't say that we are the best. Neither can Scientifico, or whatever others can say that we are the best. I think it's time to evolve, as an education system to bring up something which is good for everyone. No?
Yes, but you can't. For me, you can't unify scientific and classical, because when you have 14 years, I think that not completely, but you can have an idea to what you want to do. For me, it wasn't a good choice, because I think that I have a more scientific mind, and if I was a scientific student, probably I haven't to study so a lot for the SAT test. But for a lot of my classmates, it was a good choice, because they find their own way, and the choice made in the middle school was correct. So you can't force someone like my best friend to study math, because he's never going to study, and he's never going to use it. So I think that you can complete your knowledge about your 360 knowledge by your own, because at school you have to study in a more specific way what you think is your path.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like this is what I'm thinking, that if we are able to get an education system which can understand that if you like humanistics, you should go to classical, and maybe it should not be 5 year, maybe it should be a little lesser.
Yes.
So that you don't have to make the decision when you're 14. As you said, like at 14, you didn't know what you want to do. Probably when you were 16, maybe you were a little better in deciding something.
But the Italian system was in this way before, because even now in that class we call the first and the second year the ginnasio, and in fact is like the second part of middle school, because is fourth and fifth ginnasio. And so and then it's called liceo, but it's 1, 2nd and 3rd. And then but the Italian system is changed because they wanted to unify the basic knowledge about English, about math, and so in these first 2 years we have the same program of the Scientifico or the other schools.
But do you think it's the right thing? Do you think Italian education system makes sense in today's world?
I think that when you choose the high school, you have to be sure of what you want to do. So the middle schooler should be of 5 years, because even if the first 2 years you study the same things, then you are going to study what you chose the 2 years before. So I think that middle school has to be 5 years, and then you choose to study classical subjects or scientific ones.
So a little sort of smaller part of the high school.
High school,
Yeah,
yes,
should be.
only 3 years.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So now talking about SAT preparation. So I I know the different kinds of conversation we had regarding SAT, and so what has, like, maybe describe, because I'm sure, you know, at one point of time someone's gonna be listening to this, or maybe someone calls you like, oh, I mean, you prepared for it, and you're like, you know, you can go and listen to this podcast, this way we do some marketing. And then maybe you can just describe, like, what was your experience from the start till the end.
So at the beginning, I was pretty scared of what I have to face, because I see like something bigger, but then because I have a lot of mancanze in the math and in English. But then with the continuity of study, especially in the last part, because for months it was really difficult, because I have to face with the middle exams in January, and so a lot of other things, girlfriend, and so
a lot
of
on
girl.
that. I'm sure she's going to see in like so much time. So many times I was like, basta with the girlfriend.
And so then things became easier, but it was really difficult at the beginning. And then the anxiety comes the last week, because I have the school trip, and so everything seems like impossible. But with Abhi, everything is possible.
That's true. Yeah.
About
and we can stop at it now. Yeah.
About the preparation, I think that it isn't the most important thing, because for me the most important passage of this year is the 20 minutes before the first exam, and then even the second, but the first one especially, because the day before I called Abhi, and he taught me how to face with the anxiety, and everything since this moment in school or in the difficult situation even in my house, everything becomes easier, because when you have a schedule, when you are organized, when you know what to do, and you are sure of about yourself, even if you know. I go there knowing that I couldn't know everything, but I'm sure of I was sure of what I know, and so the exam goes good.
Cheers to that. To preparation. Yeah, I think very, very well said. I mean, I remember your journey, you know, from when you started, and I was scared because I mean, it was late. Like, you know, other people like Bianca, like she started earlier, like a couple of months before you, and you had no idea of a lot of things. And yeah, I know that your mindset is different. Like you are good at sort of math, but still there were like so many mancances, so many lacking, you know, aspects. But I think, I mean, we did that after. I mean, I think it was very difficult for you because there was the comitato. There was like so many parties of comitato. There was your girlfriend. So many hours and so many weekends with your girlfriend.
The commedia.
Then the commedia, the preparation of commedia. So like that time this T-shirt was made, and then you didn't invite me in the end. Comunque, quella cosa I remember. Okay. See, Abhi, I will invite you. I was like,
I forgot.
Because of the girlfriend and so many things. But then, yeah, and also there was school exams, there was school preparation, and then there was your school trips. So, and then finally, of course, it's the last year, so there's a lot of those things also to prepare. Yeah, I mean, but I think a lot. I feel personally that after a couple of months, we started seeing that your ability to organize things was becoming better and
Yes.
better. So I think that was a big change, and I think that's going to help you also in the
In the
next steps.
future.
Okay. So as we were saying, why? Cheers again. More alcohol. Beer is easy, for you. Comitato. How many beers can you have? What was your maximum?
The Paleos days, probably 11, 12
In one day?
in one day.
And a big bottle.
No, depends. I can't say, but from 66 to 42 CL.
Yeah.
Depends. But I can say 10. 10 of
Big
Beetle. Not big.
Big one. Like this.
Yes.
Ah.
66. 66.
66. Yeah, so you can write this on the CV when you
Yes.
prepare the CV. And in 10 of 66 is a lot. 6 liters of alcohol again.
In hours, not,
In hours, not in one go. But paleo is another thing. We'll talk about that. Because we like to talk about crazy things, like is classico good or bad? It's like pure like fuck up. We don't talk about this. No, but I think this mental health is something which I've already mentioned a lot of times, and I would like to talk about it because a lot of times, especially us guys, have the problem that we are fucking cool and macho, and we go to gym and you were the basketball captain also, so it just seems like somehow guys do not have any issue mentally. We don't cry, we don't do anything. We are just some fucking robots or something. Huh. So what do you say? Because now for like, how are you coming in the picture? You're like the comitato head, you were the captain of the basketball team, and you were actually good, and so at that point, because we have had interactions about the mental health, what do you think? How was your mental health during the whole preparation, before preparation, now?
I think that I found a lot of difficulties even for this because I have to be only every time at the top because I have to present my face as the best one. And so when you find something that is difficult and you can't escape in any way because SIT is SIT, you have to done that to reach what you want. So it's very there isn't a mask to put on your face to reach the goal, and so the anxiety became really pressing. And sometimes I feel like he's stretching me and pushing me at every angle of my house. And when I try to study in my room, I feel like in the dark, finding a light. But I think that with the good preparation about the mental health, you could escape a lot of problems even in a real life, not only reach the exam goal. Because especially for who is at the top, the visual is always easier. But when you find even a little problem, it feels like it's impossible to face with it. And this exam put me the reality at 1 centimeter from my face. And so I've learned a lot, not only math and English, but about myself, because I've known that I'm really scared about everything. I'm scared about myself at first. And so I counsel to find, not only for SAT, but to do some the difficult things that you think that you can't afford with your mind, to find yourself and to find a way to I don't know, face with every problem in your life, not only with the test.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think well said. I think that's why we focus so much on, like, half of the classes probably was just about the mind, how you're approaching your life, or like, it's the stupid thing, but we talked about, girlfriend a lot. Why? It's an important part of your life, how you feel, because you are born into a house, you have your parents and everything, but then your friends and your girlfriends, that's the acquired family, that you decide by yourself. And you spend a lot of time with them, and they become an important part of your life. And how you make them, how you form them, is going to change what you would become in your life. So I think there are small things we would talk about, and I think mental health is just a topic which we surprisingly we don't talk. But, like, okay, what about classical? Like, is there any help that teachers give?
I think that in the last years the things became more easier in the to study and to face with the exams. But before, especially the first and the second year, was really difficult because there were the old teachers that now are in pensione.
Meno male.
They don't let the minimum il minimo esito nei risultati.
And they were like the old school type.
Yes. And so I think that now teachers could understand your problems, and like parents sometimes. I don't think that could be useful, especially for what I said before, because sometimes with your problems you think that you can't find someone. Like, for example, for me is my girlfriend who helped me to escape from the last summer situation, and it's fundamental for our life to find a person who helps you. But is never going
Che
to
romantico.
it's never going to be in this way,
Yeah.
because or there is a situation where I can't take my girlfriend in Florence to
Exactly.
give the SAT. So you have to know yourself, your possibilities, and your limits.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you are not a good person, like a 360-degree growth, if you do not have a 360-degree growth, you're never going to be a good partner also, So I think it's important, all of this. But in fact, I've interacted with a couple of teachers of yours, like the English teachers, and they seemed nice. They seemed more in line with today's world. So I think that's a good change happening in classical. So let's hope that it continues and more teachers become like them. All right, okay. Then now talking about palio.
Talking about palio, I think that is one of the most important thing of my life, because especially now that I have Comitato anymore, Contrada it has always been at the first place, but now I have a lot of more time to dedicate to it.
Which contrada are you from?
Of the Lupa, the she-wolf.
Lupa.
And so I have to change city, so I haven't too much time when after summer. But I think that my life, when I have a work, is going to be focused on it. Because
Focus on palio?
no, on Contrada.
No, on contra. It will be.
Will be in Contrada.
But how? I mean, you would be Rome.
No, never. No, it's going to be forever.
So you plan to come back to Siena?
I'm going to study, and then when it's finished, I try to back home.
Okay, so tell me, for me, as a foreigner, okay, and for Katie, like, she also, we were in the piazza looking at the the whole thing. So we saw like the whole experience and everything. I've seen it, a couple of times. Do you really think that palio is is open towards other people? Like, because palio, in the sense contrada, are open towards other people.
It depends, because it's like a family. You can't take from the external world everything. You have to choose who is ready, who you see that could understand your dynamics, because it's really difficult, especially in these days, this world, to continue our way, because world is changed. In the past, families of one contradas lived in the contrada.
Contrada.
Now we live. Everyone lives outside. A little percentage live in the city center. So everything is different, because we used to go like only in the after the evening, when we finish to study, and before you go, you leave the contrada from the morning to the night. Now everything is changed. So I think that it couldn't paleo couldn't be open to everyone, because paleo is for everyone who wanted to understand.
Really be a part
Be-
of that contrada.
Yes.
It's a family. No, I think I understand this part, and it's also, I don't know. I like this thing about you, that you are able to talk about difficult things without getting very personal about it. Like I have talked about contrada to so many people in these last 7, 8 years, and I see a lot of people just get like so fucking judgmental and like so opinionated and so crazy about it. And then I just feel like, well, I'm just trying to talk. I'm not judging. I'm trying to actually understand it. And when you say this, you have told me also before that it's like a family. You cannot just accept everyone in a family. You cannot be open. Sorry, I mean, it's not like a religion, which can be more open towards other people because they want other people to be a part of it. But you don't want other people to just be a part of it. You want them to be a part of it only if they really want to be a part of it forever.
You have to work. You have to be present. You have to live it. The contrada is for who want to live it, and so you can't take someone that came for 4 days a year. They are called quattro giornisti.
Ah sì,
Yeah.
c'è il nome, 4 giorni estivi.
Because the paleo lasts for 96 hours, and so they are quattro giornisti.
4
Giornisti.
giornisti. Pensavo 4 giorni estivi, no? 4 giornisti. Makes sense. Okay, but so you want to be here, I understand. Okay, now one other question, probably it's a little more difficult question, but do you think it's good for the people who are growing up as little children in a contrada? Because contrada is about living in the contrada, which is, I completely understand, as a family, you live in the family, you don't go outside and live. It's about family and this, the strength of family. That's good. But I'm just thinking, I feel, maybe I'm wrong, but that a lot of times the people who are really contradaiolas, okay, they just don't want to go out of Siena ever and experience what's out, like Fuori del Muro.
Because yeah,
And do you think contradas are responsible for this attitude?
it depends on personalities, because is being a family is like the people who wanted to live
You're not drinking like a comitato, comunque.
people who wanted to leave the mother. Is the same thing. There is someone who has other experiences, like a sport. You go to school, you have your own friend, and so you have another life outside contrada. That doesn't mean that you can't leave it. But there is someone who found protection. You found something to do there. Is someone in there, and so has to give it a value that is over what is normal. So you can't touch that.
Mm.
You is even for the others, so you can touch Contrada, but they have a lot other possibilities. Like for me, my path in Lewis in Rome, study economy, and find a good work is on after for my family is even to give my contribution for my contrada is being an important person for my contrada.
Nice. So you are set like in your mind that this is the direction where you want to go.
I have to find my job, make my family, but give what Contrada gave me when because Senese, born in a Contrada, and he has from that something a lot of big values. He grew up with values, and so he
want to
wanted
give
to
it
give
back. Yeah, that's nice. Makes sense. Okay, but do you think being a part of Comitato helped you have this strong opinion or clear mindset?
Probably being the head of Comitato gave me the I don't know self confidence and probably try to put together all different ideas and sacrifice yourself to for something bigger, because for me my happiest moments wasn't when I was drunk happy with my friends, but when after weeks of preparation for a party I see thousands of people that jumping happy. So I think that in this way could help for Contrada, but Contrada is really something bigger and complicate, because there are mechanisms that are completely
Complicated.
different.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's normal for something so medieval. Like, I mean, of course, it's something comes from such a long history. It is always complicated, no? Like a family, it's complicated. It's not always so simple. But like, okay, so let's go to family. Okay, again, another difficult thing. You know, in like Italy, you have this mammone babbone thing. Okay, what do you think about it?
I think that I am only child, so I can say that you have to find your own path without your parents, because they were an important part of my life, especially my mom that tried to give me everything to opportunities like the SIT, and but sometimes being too much with your parents could take you away from what you are your objectives, like study outside isn't a program of my family, because obviously they wanted to have me more near as possible, and so you have to find
a compromise. Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, my interaction with your mom was actually quite nice, because I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, you know, and my experience with a lot of parents is a bit different. Your mom, I mean, I remember I asked her, well, listen, I will have to push him. Can I push him? I'm like, and she was just like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I can see that, you know, the mom in her doesn't want me to push you. But yeah, okay. Well, because you know that you're supposed
It's
to.
necessary. So
Exactly. But it was really, really nice for her to understand that, you know, this is important for you, because we talked about it for a long time. I don't know, an hour or something. And it was really cool that she could understand you needed it, And I think at the end of the day, you see now, at that moment, you remember, you probably, I'm sure a couple of moments of adolescence, you hated me. You're like, oh, man, this is too much. And like, I'm expecting.
Difficult moments.
Difficult moments. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we understand, like, okay, we had a thought behind that. So coming to that point, what did you think about your experience, like at Lead? What all things you went through, your journey and everything.
Lead gave me the opportunity to see another way to study, because especially before the another way of studies at the university, I can do it with another mindset, because I faced the high school studies with a mind that couldn't take me anywhere. So being focused, being open-minded about math and English, not only with knowledge, especially knowledge, but with the mindset, the scientific mindset, and knowing better the English language, I could face, I think, near everything of my new path.
Nice. So kudos to us. No, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important for us, because, a lot of times we have a couple of guys who I met 7 years ago, and they were your age, and whatever happened in their life, and then we sort of, our paths crossed, and now I don't know. They studied in London. They went to MIT, and then they studied there, and then they came back, to Milan, like to work there, or like there's these people who are in Canada and all of that. And I think when they come back, we go for like an aperitivo, and we drink a lot, and then they tell me like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I'm not saying like we are the best of the world, okay, but we're definitely good enough. And I think when like they realize that in their life, somehow when Lead came, the perspective changed.
Yes.
And the rest is history. I mean, I'm not saying, I never said that, you need to get out and never come back. I always say get out so that you can bring fresh perspectives in. Like, for example, you think of Sarah, she came back to Siena after working in like different countries in the world. Why? Because she wanted to bring her perspective. She wanted to, make a change, which she is doing now with you guys. So yeah, I mean, I think these small things, if we just, all of us are a little correct individuals, educated with the right mindset, we can change a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to watch you, and I think
someone who they don't expect that I study here, probably.
Exactly, that you studied at all, probably. Because like, no, I'm telling you, like we had like a couple of students from Saroki, and when I told them, I have like I have this couple of students, and Comitato is Comitato head. Abhi, quindi lui che fa qui?
Lo spazzino.
I was like, no, I mean, he studies here. I said, cosa studia? I was like, SATs. It's like, cosa SAT? I was like, math. Ma che cazzo dici, Abhi? Ma che studia? I was like, no, man, seriously. I mean, he has. And then we talk about it. And I actually mentioned this thing that, like, as I said, sometimes you've given me opinions which made sense. And believe me, I've heard a lot about classical, about Pali and all of that. But a lot of times it's just random stuff, But you gave me something. I was like, it's cool. Because sometimes, you don't have to be the topper to be best.
Yes.
You have to have that other perspective. You have to have your own perspective. A lot of times people are just like, I have to get 110 and laude and 110 or 100 laude. And most of the times in my experience of life, I come from like the best universities of the world. The toppers don't do much in life. I mean, they can do a good job and everything. That's cool. But they don't make a difference because they don't think. So
they do what they have to do and stop.
yeah, the society, and that's about it. Yeah. Okay.
Mi mandi tutto ubriaco a giro con la macchina.
Yeah, don't go right now in macchina just after this. But are you going home directly? No.
Yes, yes.
Ma che dici? Your girlfriend is coming here.
No,
in
my
city
girlfriend is in
center.
Sardinia
Alone.
with his parents.
Her parents. Why did you allow her to go?
Because I have to the podcast, so go.
Okay.
There are priorities in life.
Same, right. No, but okay. So priorities coming to that last part. Now you're going to Lewis. You're gonna move for the first time from Siena to Rome. So how's that? How's that feeling? How are you preparing for that?
I'm very, very viziato. So it's going to be difficult because I used to have my own floor, my bathroom, my bed, everything, my car, my scooter. So change city and
My mom who would do everything for me.
everything. Even my dad. And so it's going to be difficult a lot, but I think that make me grow a lot, because even if I've grown very presto, very early.
Presto, sì, sì, no?
I think that live alone could change my life. Especially when during the day I can study finally only what I want to, because one problem of my mindset was to study something that
You don't want.
I don't really care. So finally I'm going to study what I really like, what could help me to do in the future what I want to reach my goals. So I think I'm going to be in peace with myself. I could be more relaxed because I'm a really anxious person. So even if I'm going to change, because I'm going to lost in part the funny guy, the drunk guy, and the comitato guy, and what Siena knows about me. But I'm going to find myself probably, because I'm going to live here something reaching something bigger.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Well said. So, but then, what about? I keep talking about mental health. Okay, but are you thinking about how are you going to help your mental health? Because there's a part of teacher right now in me who is worried. I'm thinking I don't want to call after 1 week or they're like, Abhi, my cazzo, I don't fucking like it. Should I come back? And I'll be like, no, my cazzo.
Come here.
So exactly. So what are you thinking about it, or should you start thinking about it? Because it's going to be difficult. You have to change your life. I know that you're viziato or not, but it's not just about that. I mean, your life is going to change, and you have to adapt, and not just adapt. You want to be at the top because you were at the top everywhere else, and to be at the top is like it's an extra pressure, like you have already said.
Yes. It's going to be an extra pressure, but I think that this pressure is going to be easier to face, because it's about something that I want to, like SAT. I've studied the most time I spent to study this year is for SAT, because even if it's not for my school
Courses, subjects, curriculum, yeah.
But SAT is what I wanted to reach. So even if was bigger than what I have to study at school, it was easier to study.
'Cause you were passionate about it.
During the evening, if I have an hour, I studied for SAT, not for art or other things. So I think that my university is going to give me the opportunity to face my difficult studies, but in a easier way, because when you like to do something, the pressure is easier.
Nice, exactly. I think that says a lot for a lot of us, like a lot of the other guys who are going to be watching you, that you have to be passionate about some things. And if you're passionate about it, yeah, I think it becomes a little bit easier. Like for me, like you.
And I think some skills about that are given me, but by the comitato, because even we are talking about the commedia and
And the pressure to drink as an ex-comitato.
and
Siena, it will be always.
and parties, you have the responsibilities about thousands of students on your shoulders. So in that moment when something goes wrong, you have to be relaxed, even if everything is falling down. And so
I think the young people who are watching, they know a lot. When you say a lot of things are sort of falling, a lot of shit happens in Comitato, and you have to be relaxed and you have to be there, present, manage all of
sometimes
this.
it was really difficult to be there. Sometimes I try to escape the problems,
I know.
but I remember a lot of moments, especially the day of the commedia, when i posti.
And the commedia is here.
It is the
proper,
Teatro
like,
dei Rozzi. When there are many spectators that couldn't come because Comune given us some authorizations, and my life was going down. So in this moment, I think that I grew up more than in the others 5 years of doing nothing and trying to study things that I don't remember anymore.
Nice. I mean, I think I've said this in our classes a lot of times. I say this in our classes in general, but I think any experience that you have, it helps you to grow. So I think watching TikTok is something just stupid, because if you're not learning anything from that TikTok or from that Instagram reel or whatever, from that Netflix or Prime or whatever movie, then you're wasting life, you know? So the more you have any kind of experience, even if sometimes it's, I don't know, as per society, it's bad, it's okay, because it's telling you something. It's giving you something that, you know, other aspects of your life, your school cannot give you, lead cannot give you, you know, your girlfriend cannot give you. So all of these things are, I think, important, because at the end of the day, it makes you makes you that 360-degree human. So
I think that more than experience, what lets you grow up more is responsibilities, because when you have a responsibility about people and things, you have to put yourself in a second place.
nice.
And in the words of the today's world, is really difficult, because everyone, especially after COVID, puts themselves at the first place. But when you have the responsibility, you put the importance outside yourself, and so you know yourself more in this way, and let you face with difficulties bigger than you.
Wow. After drinks, it's all like more philosophical. Nice. So I think that's cool. I mean, I think we have talked about so many amazing things. Let's think of, because, you know, your generation, probably they're not going to be able to watch 50, 60, minute, whatever, how long that is. So maybe if you talk about really, really short something, what about the advice? that you have to give to future comitato, to okay, so future comitato and the future comitatos, and not just comitato, I think all the people who are famous for different things. It can be because they are the captain of the basketball team or the football team or something. So the people who have to deal with a little more than normal people. Okay, so what's your advice to them?
Uh, to the next comitato, I give the advice to be not only focus on the comitato's activities, because life nowadays is changing really, really fast. And so you can't spend all your time on that, but you have to find a compromise, as I said before, with everything, especially with complete your knowledge that class you're given us, with what you need to face the university, and to the famous people and who is in a high position in the society. I give the advice to be not egoist,
Okay.
and to be probably sometimes you have to wear a mask to be at the top, and probably sometimes is grateful for you, and it helps. But you have to find time to be to find the humility, to be helpful for the others, because you're going to be more famous. You're going to be, your sociality is going to grow in this way.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Then what about the advice to these people? Like, because this is who you are. Okay. So what about what should they do to get their mental health in check?
To get the mental health, I think that
They should come to lead. Yeah, that's of course.
of course, at first come to lead, and then find the most hard objective,
Nice.
because if you put an objective in a lower rate, probably you are not going to grow your mind. If you put your mind in a difficult position, you are going to grow
To keep pushing.
surely.
Yeah, keep pushing. Nice. But in a sustainable way. So not like when you are going crazy, probably you need to stop.
I think that the sustainability of the stress is depends on what you want to do, because the stress, we are stressed when you study at school, because we study, and we study in a way that we don't like. We studied for the next day. We have to study in a short time, because probably we don't study during the year, and we have to face I had to face with exams we don't care about, and that needs acknowledge about dates, about name of people, and not concept. When you study a concept that you like, the stress doesn't exist, even if the exam is going to be impossible.
Okay. But then now I'm just thinking like when you have a lot of stress during comitato, or like during I don't know, a basketball captain, how do you manage that? Because you cannot just leave, and you like it, but you still have a lot of stress. So what do you do for your mental health so that you don't go crazy? Because
think-
to be at the top, it's not easy. So what would you give them the advice?
I think that more than fear, more than stress, we couldn't name that fear, because probably in your mind exists an idea to be at the top in everything, like in the sport, or you have to demonstrate something, because you told to your friends, to your teammates, to your coach that you are the best, or you demonstrate in things that you are the best, and during a match you fear that you are not able to afford that. And so I think turning back to what I said before, the humility helps, because if you started from a lower point to reach an highest one, probably the result is better, is grateful.
Okay. And then finally, what about all the other guys? Why should they prepare SAT for SAT, and how should they prepare for SAT?
I think first of all, you have to start. We have to know before that we have to study SAT, because I think the 50% of students nowadays have to have SAT, and but I didn't know until the November of my last year. So I think we have to start at the fourth of high school, and in a slow way than what I have to done, because I have to study in few months, and because to be grateful of your study, you have to have a compromise between the test that is for medicine university or SAT, but reach even a goal in the maturità, because I had 65 in the maturità, because I hadn't time to study for the school things.
Exactly. Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, I think if people just have this knowledge a little before, like now we have a lot of people from fourth year. For them, life is going to be easy because they're just studying a little more consistently, but just once a week. So, they're preparing
not
things.
3 times a week.
Exactly. So guys, please listen to this part. It's really important, because otherwise it just fucks up your life also, no? Like you have to do so many things. It becomes just so much. It's like overwhelming a lot of times.
And probably a problem is not only the school where we go that don't have a good marketing about that, but even the family, because they were grown in times where doesn't exist that university came before the high school, because even my mom studied for his high school maturità, and then
decided what to do the next. Yeah.
Now
competition
now
is high,
in the fourth year you have to know what to do, because otherwise you have to put down to have a lower objective, because
Exactly.
if I decide where to go, like my mother has done, probably I were in Siena even next year.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think it's a good amount of stuff that we have talked about, and a nice advice. And I would like to take this time to say things that I don't generally say, that I'm proud of the journey that you have gone through, the things that you have improved in your personal life and in professional, like in your studies. And you have done a lot of things. I couldn't say that when we were in the classes, because my job was to no, fuck you, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this.
You have done anything.
Yes. No, I did this. I'm like, see, you can do it in 5 minutes. But no, but I think you've done a lot, and we see the result and everything. And I understand there are a lot of other things that you were also doing, and they are important for your overall growth. So I think it's amazing. I think many people would like to learn from this, and I think I'm gonna share this story to all the young people that I meet. We are going to go to Classica for a presentation. I want to share with them that I think they should watch and see from your experience, because I think you have held an important position at at different things. So I think it's important that people listen to you and learn from you. And
We hope.
We hope. I mean, I think this is what you said. No, you want to make a difference. You want to give it back. So not just to the Contrada, but also to all the people who are going to see you, because you are also a comitato. You're also a basketball champ. So I think
I was, because I started.
And now, yeah, now you stopped, no? And so maybe
I'm
in
old.
college. You're, cazzo. Grazie, old. So I'm super young now. But anyway, I think last but not least, thanks for sharing the story, being real. And I'm sure,
Beer helps.
yeah, let's kind of finish the beer. Shouldn't let alcohol go for waste. So, yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. We are going to take the next couple of minutes ourselves, and we are going to finish this beer and maybe more. That's about it from us. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye. Bye.